Welcome back to the Broker Power Up podcast, the AIME podcast for strategies, stories, and insights to help you close more loans. I'm Tommy Golightly, joined by Jonathon Haddad.
We're back again, my friend.
We're back. We're back. We have a lot going on today. We have the Broker Buzz, where we dive into the top posts of the week in the Brokers Are Best Facebook group and discuss what's trending, what's working, and what you need to know. Then we're going to go into a sales pitch training where John teaches me and you all how to be a better salesman. And then we're going to wrap things up with story time with John. I've heard this story. It is a great story. I love this story. You're going to enjoy it. But first, how we start every podcast is a fortune cookie. And it's my job to open the fortune cookie this week. So let's see what we got. Is it a Tommy fortune cookie or is it a John fortune cookie?
I'm ready.
Be prepared to cherish moments with loved ones. This is a me.
It's go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I won't go into it too deep, but I have a lot of family stuff going on right now. So that hits real hard. Yeah, not the time or place to go through that.
No, you're good. You know, I if you don't mind, on my end, it's people tell you all the time, you know, like cherish your time, spend time with the loved ones. I've had kids recently, so they've told me like it's gonna fly by. And it's hard. It is so hard, as I'm sure you know, and you want to be there more often and you want to do more. But you have a lot of things going on in your life too. And the biggest area for me that I'm working on right now is being present. And I keep trying to tell myself, you know, like, what did you need when you were younger? Did you need more of something when you were younger? Like, that's the experience my kids are having. And I don't know, we won't get into detail with what you're dealing with, but it's a lot of that, right? It's a lot of questions. It's a lot of like, I wish I would have, I wish I could. You don't want to have regrets. That's one thing for sure that I'm at in my life. And I do everything in my power. Even though there's days where it's like, I don't want to get out of bed. You know, it's like, oh God, here we go. But at the end of the day, the loved ones and being prepared for them and spending the time with them and not having the regrets, I think is such a underlooked at piece of this journey that we call life. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait for the ad break. So this is the first time I get to eat the cookie.
Yes.
So, all right, let's get into the broker buzz. We have some really fun topics this week. We're going to start with the first one. Can we, as mortgage brokers, send mass email marketing to real estate agents that didn't opt into our database to introduce ourselves and services, since they are also business owners?
So this is very state specific. Every state has different laws on this. So I'm not going to pretend to be an attorney. I'm not going to go down that path with you. I will give you suggestions and tips, though, because I don't want to leave you with nothing. I have built a really large database of real estate agents that I communicate with. The easiest way to do it is I always call just for an email. And just to give you an idea. So what I used to do when I first started, my business, it was during COVID. When I got into the purchase business, I worked in retail for 6.5 years. I was direct to consumer. And then when I got to the broker space, I had to start meeting people and connecting with agents and doing all this stuff. So what I started doing is I said, okay, how can I build a big book of business? I said, okay, what do I know a lot about? Mortgage guidelines. So I started this series called Did You Know? And I got up to about almost 100 real estate agents. I still have them saved, actually. So I might be able to share one of them here, Tommy, if we get a couple of minutes while I pull this up. So I got to go find the archive here. I go to my inbox. Did you know? Here they are. So in these Did You Knows, what I would do is I would put together just a random fact every week, and I would send them to my real estate agents. So I would send them to my real estate agents, and here's actually an example of one here. Well, you can see some of the emails, but I don't want to, you know what? You can edit that out when I need to. All right, cool. You can edit the top names. Thanks. All right. So here's just one example of what that looks like. But I would always have a lot of fun with there. So what I started doing is I would send these Did You Know emails out. So this one here, almost halfway through July, does anyone else keep forgetting what day it is? This list continues to grow with incredible realtors and other mortgage brokers. 2 fun facts for you today. Lenders are at capacities. Jumbo loans are back. You can even see I gave a hint at the bottom where I say jumbo loans are back. How to find business. If I were you as an agent, I would go to your broker and ask them to pull up deals over the last 3 months that are over the county loan limits. So for those that recall, during COVID, we lost jumbo loans up front. We couldn't originate them because people were so nervous that the market was crashing. They didn't know what was going to happen next. So I started putting this email together, and then every week I would just call agents. Hey, my name's Jonathon Haddad, been in the space 10 years. I'm sure you already work with somebody. I'm not here to step on toes. The environment's changing all the time. I just love your email address. I'm updating realtors and mortgage brokers every single week. May I have your email address? Yeah, sure. It's right here. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tommy. I appreciate you. From there, I'd add them on Facebook, Instagram. I'd follow them, do the whole thing there and tag. But then every week I kept adding to this list. And then what started happening is these agents start replying to these products I would send. It took about 8 weeks to get my first response. And then finally I got a response about manufactured homes. So there's so many ways to do what you're asking. I personally, like, think about it. Are you opening the emails when you're being solicited, but you never asked for it? I'm just curious. Like, and again,
I mark them as read. I do the swipe marked as read.
So not only are you potentially putting yourself in jeopardy of being non-compliant in your state, you're also reaching out to people that don't want to reply to you because they don't want to be solicited, just like you don't. So I'm giving you a different strategy. I would try something new, try something different. Check with your local officials on this. Reach out to your compliance teams if you have any. AIME has some awesome partnerships, strategic compliance partners, huge value add that you can reach out to them and ask them directly as well. But it's state specific. I would shy away from it. Just make the phone calls. You can make 10 calls a day. I'm telling you, I was like 80% clip. 8 out of 10 of these client or realtors were giving me their emails. Really simple, really short, to the point, off the phone. You get it, you upload it, you're good to go.
Yeah, and I really like that because something that we've talked about on a couple of these episodes now is providing value. And basically, you're just offering value off the bat.
Right away.
Like, this email is a consistent reminder of just value.
You got to see it. Like, Tommy, it's so extensive, and people would, like, my company here, they would laugh at first. And then all of a sudden I'm getting traction. I'm 20 weeks into it. And then I got so busy, I couldn't even do the email anymore after 20 straight weeks of it. But it's cool because I save it and I go back and look at how I was already in my dad era before I had kids. Like, some of the jokes I would say, I'm busier than ketchup or than mustard trying to catch up, like just having so much fun with it. Jokes. But that's what you can do. So just something simple there. Hope that helps.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump into our last question for the Broker Buzz. We have Trigger Leads News Flash. Gonna be a fun one. Soft pulls will now result in trigger leads. The client did opt out pre-screen Friday. I did a soft pull Monday, and she told me she was starting to get calls Monday morning. We're no longer safe with just a soft pull. My old strategy was opt out and soft pull on prequal, and then hard pull when in escrow. Usually plenty of time for the opt out to work its magic. What can I do now?
So this is good. We used to work triggers back in the day. Obviously, people know I got lambasted for it when I initially got rolled out. So we used to go down this path. And here's what I'm going to tell you when it was coming to our direct to consumer. Okay. I don't believe it's tied to the soft pull directly. There were other angles and things that you could do. So number one, the first thing I'll tell you is this. A lot of the times your consumer is actually pulling credit with somebody else and not telling you. That's actually pops up more than you could possibly believe. More times than not, it is really fascinating. There's actually a way for you to gather that data. It is expensive. We were doing it and you can literally see who they were pulling their credit with. The other piece of it though is this. It's not on the soft pull. It's called predictive buying. So the credit bureaus will sell information on clients that might be looking to purchase a home based on specific key factors that you can pay for and ask for. So it's not even based off them pulling the score. It's based on certain attributes that basically indicate this potential consumer, if the credit bureau has their information, which they do on everybody, they can see, and it'll basically say the likelihood that they're looking to purchase is X amount based off of certain things that they're doing with their credit report and certain things that they're looking at. That's real data that is sold by the credit bureaus that you absolutely can buy. And there's a lot of companies continuing to buy that because, well, it's not illegal to buy it. So I don't believe it's the soft pull that's triggering what you're talking about. I believe it's the predictive analytics that the bureaus are selling now on the back end when it comes to your consumer. So pay very close attention to that. It's a real thing. I'm just being upfront with you. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just how things come across. So I do all self-gen business. Me personally, my outside sales, we're all self-gen business as well. We deal with it. We're as dialed in as we can with the consumer. One of the biggest areas is downplaying it. So whenever I'm on the phone, I don't make it a big deal. I just say something like this. I say, Tommy, look, here's what's going to happen. Everybody and their mother is going to attempt to get a hold of you before you close this loan and try and take your loan away from me to go work with them. All right. Now, here's what they're going to do in the event that they do call you. They're going to promise you the moon and the stars. They're going to undercut left and right as often as possible. I'm just curious, what's your tolerance for pain? The clients are always, what? What are you talking about? I just want to know, what's your tolerance for pain? Because I can be undercut by $500. I can be undercut by 1/8 in interest rate. I feel very great about the opportunity I'm putting in front of you. I have over 1,300 Google reviews at 4.9 stars, and I know I'm putting you in the best position possible. But what's your tolerance for pain? I want to understand. Like, are you going to be taking a bunch of these calls? Are you going to be going through a lot of those conversations? The clients are always taken back by it. I love addressing it that way. I love not making it that big of a deal and moving on from it. But I love also addressing the elephant in the room and making sure my consumers understand. But this is a thing. It's not tied to the soft pull. It is tied to predictive analytics because the bureaus have information on every single one of us. Listening to this, every single one of us that does a loan, you know they have everything on you. So with machine learning, with AI improving, I think you'll see a lot more of this unless the bills or reforms continue to happen. So that's my take on that.
Cool. No, yeah, I think you hit it spot on. I mean, with technology evolving, if regulation doesn't keep up, things are just it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird time. Because I remember when I was going through the home buying process, the amount of calls and stuff like that I got back in 21, it was annoying. I had to my phone, I kept it on silent. Like, I usually always keep it on vibrate, but I kept it on silent because it was just,
it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I get that aspect of it. That's another conversation for a different day, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
There is good and bad. The problem is the abusive ones, right? That are just hammering away. So I get it. It happens. Like, it's just part of the job. It's not illegal. And so we just got to learn to continue to navigate through it.
Cool. And it happens with all kinds of things. It's not just mortgages.
Oh, no.
It's multi.
This is
industry.
auto. This is credit cards. Yeah. This is life insurance.
When I want to go look at the new Subarus, I go in an incognito window.
You have to.
I have to, because I want to go see, because I like cars. So I like to look at the new specs and see what's going on, but I don't want anyone thinking I'm buying a new car.
We get no money from this, but I'm going to plug in. I use DuckDuckGo. For those that don't know, it's like you could install it as an extension or you can download it on your phone. But basically, it's a web browser that protects what you're searching, so people can't track the cookies and all the stuff. So it helps with the marketing that comes your way. I do the same thing you do. I'm just a weird. Yeah, I know I know they already have it, but I'm just weird. I
know the system, so I try and avoid it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But cool. Let's take an ad read from our membership here, and then we'll be back with the sales training. And I'm going to eat that fortune cookie. Be right back.
Are you a wholesale mortgage professional? Well, then the very first thing you need is a community to help you and your business grow. With AIME membership, your community is right here. Joining our community means never navigating the market alone or operating without a safety net ever again. We are 16,000 members strong of united wholesale professionals. From rookies to top-ranking originators, all dedicated to supporting each other's success so we can grow together. Beyond entry to the best community in the mortgage industry, AIME membership gives you the resources, tools, guidance, discounts, services, and support that help you and your wholesale business grow, thrive, and most importantly, close more loans. AIME membership connects you with leading wholesale lenders and vendors, offering you exclusive access, services, and discounts that save you more money while helping you make more money. Never get stuck on a loan again with our lender escalation program. Grow your network and skills with the wholesale industry's best conferences and networking events. Get the strategies and skills of top originators and industry innovators with AIME's cutting-edge wholesale mortgage education, resources, and content. AIME offers all of this and more, starting at a low price of $19.99 a month. You heard it here first, couple cups of Starbucks coffee. For you to learn more and get started, all you have to do is visit aimegroup.com, AIME group.com /membership. Your community is waiting.